say the song title again? I was moving there.
Southern Soul, 6th track on the album, closing track of side 1. If you think about these things in terms of sides, which, you know, in these days of vinyl, I do. Musically, it's very simple. In fact, in a lot of ways, it's kind of a musical anagram of the track that I did for the Modern Painters called Locust. The chorus chords of Southern Soul are the same as the verse of Locust. That happens sometimes, you know, as you're exploring a new sound, you go to familiar chords and it just ends up sounding a little bit different because you're in a different, like a mode or a slightly different tempo or something like that. But I didn't have much faith in it as a track until Gary in the band heard me play like a demo version or something, and he was really enthusiastic about it, and he's been like a big cheerleader for that song. And you need that sometimes, because I think any type of creative person sometimes distrusts what comes naturally to them. There's like a thought that if you don't put a lot of effort into things, you don't really have to think about it, that it somehow loses value. And I've really tried to do that with this album, I think, to sort of have examples of kind of easy creativity rather than the stuff that you kind of overthink. Anyway, lyrically, it's probably the simplest track on the record. On the one hand, it's a straightforward recounting of a kind of a hookup scenario that happened in my life about more than 10 years ago, 15 years ago or something like that. One of those things that sometimes happens in quite rural areas. You know, you live in the city, you're out, you've got lots of gay friends. When you come home, you sometimes meet the closeted people who don't have very much opportunity. And so it's a story, mostly based in truth, about something like that. But also that gap, that distance between the city version of a life, the rural version of a life, what that symbolises. To me, it's kind of like a metaphor for a lot of the other stuff that I'm talking about in the album. But, you know, just at the most basic level, it's a lovely piece of music. It's very shoegazy, very post-rock, easy to play, and something that's fallen together really well in rehearsals as well, so it'll be played live a lot. And the perfect way to kind of end that first half of the album, I think.
Good, good.